Hello Real Cult, these are writing mistakes I made. If I didn't make these mistakes, I probably would have published my book now, let's be honest. But I am informing you of these mistakes, so now you won't make the same errors I did. Please learn from my mistakes and don't do them, so you can actually publish your book and won't have wasted a million hours like me. Yeah, if you watch this, you'll actually write megasonic speed and you won't make the basic mistakes that literally everyone else made, and it will make you ahead of the game. So learn from my errors, okay? I am screaming at you. I could have screamed at my past self if I could go back in time. The first mistake I made was literally just wasting time. I wasted my outline. I wasted like a million hours on my outline for multiple reasons. First, I just wasted the entire time. First of all, I was thinking about my book as like the entire series, not just one book, which is bad because then now as I've written the book, the entire thing has changed anyway, so that was a waste of time. Then also just making the outline way too specific, because as you're writing the book, the novel will change. So having a detailed outline is good because it enables you to write and have an idea of where you're going. But if you make it too detailed, then half of the stuff you mention isn't going to even be in the book. This is particularly prevalent when it comes to world building or just outlining specific things that isn't even going to be in the book. For example, the financial economical system, where is that? Like, unless that comes up, no. Whether, okay, like you will figure this out. Like, I had a whole list of creatures. Only 2 of the creatures are in the book. The rest of them are irrelevant. So it's better if you just write and then a creature comes up, then you can just world build it on the spot rather than wasting a time on a million creatures, a million leaves, a million plants, because no, who cares? Over 70% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed. Why? Literally subscribe right now to get more quality content. You know you want it, you want to be blessed with these videos, so make sure you subscribe right now. Subscribe. It's sponsored by DoraToon. Thank you so much for DoraToon for sponsoring this video. It's basically a really easy way to create animated videos without any previous animation knowledge, and also you literally don't have to waste your time using a million softwares for a million hours, because they already have so many royalty free but quality images, backgrounds, characters, etc., so you'll be able to animate with ease. So this is the easy way to make animations extremely fast, no complicated software, but it still looks extremely professional, and you don't even need any previous animation skills anyways, so it does not matter. Also, use their templates, okay? Everyone is raving about their templates, so if you need a template for something, use it. You will look extremely professional. This will be extremely fast, extremely quick, and you're actually saving time. It's like how I said, oh my god, like you guys need to save time writing a book by not doing these silly advices. You need to save time by using DoraToon instead of just trying to learn everything. There are easier ways to do this in the world, and you can do that by clicking on the link and using DoraToon to create iconic animations, iconic templates. You can use it for businesses, you can use it for you can use it for so many different things, so I'd highly recommend clicking on the link in the description. You also save time because it's easy to use, and you will look extremely professional, so it's literally just the smartest decision. I was focused on making every single character way too deep. I was like, I'm gonna make the most complex book ever. But the thing is, it's good to know that, but why are you putting in that much effort in outline when half of those characters don't even exist now, and if they do, they're barely relevant in the book, so knowing that information about them literally does nothing. So only outline what you know you will need for the novel going forwards, for the book you're actually currently writing now, and focus on that rather than wasting your time trying to outline the entire book, entire world. Like, if this is like the world of your book and it only takes place in this tiny bit, why are you writing about all of the countries around the country your book takes place in? Because it's not relevant. Secondly, okay, this is really stupid, but to procrastinate from writing my book, I was like, my book is way too complex, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write an easy book first so I can prove to myself I can finish a book. So basically I know that sounds so dumb, but to procrastinate from writing my book, I was like, you know, just to prove to myself I can finish a first draft or whatever, I'm gonna waste my time writing another book that's super easy, so I know I can write a book. So basically just making stupid excuses and wasting time. Don't, like, an example of that is me literally saying, procrastinating writing my book by writing another book. No excuses, okay? If you're like, I don't have the time, that basically translates to I'm not prioritizing my writing. Any excuse is it, unless it's like mental health, dying, severe, that's understandable. But if it's something stupid, I'm like, come on, why are you letting other people, other things change your life? Why are you trying to take away from your own success? I should have not been like, oh my god, to prove I can write a book, I'm just gonna write a different book. No, because obviously I just rage quit that book because it was trash, and then carried on writing the book I'm writing now, and then I actually did finish my draft and now I'm line editing it, okay? So don't waste your time doing silly things. And then speaking of wasting time, I also mean wasting your time by like going on TikTok or meeting someone you don't care about and you're just meeting up with them, or going to something you don't care about but just going there. I'm like, what is the point? Why are you spending your time on that instead of spending a time on something you're meant to be prioritizing? And if you're wasting your time doing that, then you won't be able to be consistent, because if your entire day is taken up with a bunch of other stuff, then you literally won't even be able to have time to writing. So for example, let's say you're not consistently writing, you're not consistently writing then because you're wasting your time doing dumb stuff all the time. So for me, I was not consistent, and sometimes it would be weeks and I still would have written like a word. So you need to actually be consistent, okay? But be realistic. So if there's only writing 200 words a day, go for it, because that is at least increasing and increasing. Whereas if you're setting a huge goal and you're making an unrealistic goal, what is the point? Like for me, another thing I did is I had this expectation where I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna finish my book in 6 months and I'll publish it, and then I'm gonna write 1 million words a day. You are setting yourself way too high of an expectation, and you're going to get burnt out and you're not going to be able to write anything. So instead, just be like, yeah, I'm going to write 200 words every single day, because that's super easy. And then on most days, when you sit down and you write the 200, you've already gotten into the flow, and then you'll be able to finish the rest of the book. Well, not the entire book, but like you'll be able to write a considerable amount more. Whereas if you're like, every single day I have to write 50k words and finish the entire, like, no, if you set yourself a small goal, you're going to be able to achieve it. And also, if you're not wasting your time doing stupid shit that you don't want to do, then you'll also have more time in the day to focus on your book. But we have to think of Parkinson's law, which is that the time you allocate to a task is the time that it takes to finish it. So if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend 20 minutes to write 100 words, or if I'm going to spend 10 minutes to write 100 words, in both those cases you will write 100 words because of Parkinson's law. So keep that in your mind as well. It is all mindset. Anything you believe you can do it as long as you put your mind to it, okay? Like, we need to be consistent with our writing. Next was the formatting of my book, because okay, I originally didn't own a laptop, so I was writing my book on my iPad, and then the format was messed up, so I don't blame myself for that, because I literally couldn't do anything. But once I finally was able to like buy a laptop, I wrote using Manky font. I did not do any indentation. I did not do any line spacing. I was just writing, and it looked atrocious, right? And I know people are like, don't waste a million hours trying to make everything look lang, but make it look like a really beautiful book. You shouldn't do that. That's not a waste of time. You have to do that once, and then you can start writing. That way you are in the mindset of the writer, because now I'm editing, I changed the format to actually make it formatted in a really beautiful way. And what happened? Now my writing quality has increased 1,000,000-fold, okay? So what I do is I write in the font EL Garamond or something like that, size 12. I do the chapter just like on Google Docs, put heading, subtitle, and then like make it in italics for the character's point of view. It is chapter titles as well. I will always do indent the lines so it looks like an actual book, and it will do that for you. I will also double space it so it looks like an actual book. Now when I'm writing, it actually looks so beautiful. Where before I was just typing in a regular document in Arial, it literally looked like I was typing some random trash. So, and I don't want that mindset. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels like an actual book, and you'll actually start writing like a random, like an actual, like it is an actual book, rather than it's just like some random crackhead document you opened. So formatting and mindset is very important, okay? But then again, don't waste a bunch of time making a million playlists. You know what song you want to play, literally just put it on. You should actually be putting most of your energy into your book rather than drawing your characters 1,000,000 times. Another mistake I made is literally just telling other people, being like, oh my god, yeah guys, like in real life, being like, yeah guys, I'm actually writing a book. Because why do they need to know? Because the thing is, if you tell other people, like it's fine to tell certain people, but if you tell everyone your goals, number one, if it's someone, then if you tell someone, your brain is like, okay, I yapped about it, because it's very hard for your brain to distinguish between what you say and your actions, which is why when some people are like, oh my god, I love you so much, I care about you so much, but they actually don't do things to show you that, you'll assume they do love and care about you, when in reality you should be looking at their actions. It's the same principle where if you're telling someone, oh my god, I'm writing a book, you feel good because you've told someone you're writing a book, therefore if you feel productive, do you actually write it? No. Whereas if you keep things quiet and you know when to speak and you don't waste time yapping, you can actually concentrate on writing a book. Also, if you are yapping to other people, they will want to write your book and they'll be like, Ria, why is the book not come? It's been a million years. Then you're just gonna look dumb because they're gonna be like, wow, this bitch has no discipline, no motivation, no consistency because she has not written anything. Then also, if you tell people, not everyone has your best intentions, okay? You have to be very careful who you tell about certain things. You can't tell them when you start off. For example, with my YouTube channel right now, I'd say I've only told three people, and my plan is when I hit 10k, then and I told 3 people when I hit 2k, okay? And then when I hit 10k, then I'll tell all of my friends. Because the thing is, if I started telling people when I was just starting out, then they could discourage me from doing it. No, I let myself like hit the high numbers and then I'll start telling other people. Not because of everything I said, not because they think they have some nefarious purpose. They could be doing it psychologically and they don't realize, or maybe they think it's stupid and they will tell you. But then, like, you know how people like first they think you're crazy, then when you actually do it, then they see you as a genius. It's like that. At the starting stages, everyone thinks you're crazy and they'll judge you, but then when you get an insane amount of clout, they'll think you're a genius. So why not wait till when you're a genius and then start telling people? Whereas if you tell people at the start, they'll just be like, okay. And also, I believe in you, you are going to write it 100%, but I know so many people who have yapped to me, been like, oh my god, I'm writing a book, oh my gosh, I'm writing a screenplay, I'm writing this, I'm writing that. And then I know behind closed doors, they literally have not written a single word, and I'm like, that's embarrassing. Like, for example, I know this person from the day they were born. They're always like, oh my god, I'm going to be a film director, I'm going to be a film director, I'm going to be so famous, I'm going to write so many films. Bitch has not written a single line of the film script, and is still yapping about how he wants to be a film director. That is embarrassing. And on his Instagram, it literally says, like, film, movie director, film scriptwriter. How many films has he released? 0. How many thingies has he written? 0. It's embarrassing because he's wasting all his time yapping, but he's not actually doing. You need to focus on your actions and not your word. So my advice would be, fuck actually saying it, just do it. You can't tell anyone until you've actually done it, because if you tell people, now he's faking, right? On his Instagram it says movie director, film scriptwriter, so he looks really good to the average person who doesn't know him, so he's like, yes, I get that validation. Whereas you should actually get your validation from the action. So instead of telling people, I'm writing a book, oh my god, and they're like, oh my god, oh my god, no, you need to actually be writing the book, and then once you've written it, then tell people, because you've already done the action. You need the action to back up your words. You can't just be saying stuff, because that's embarrassing and that is not being true to yourself or other people. Yeah, that's basically anything. Here's other iconic things you can watch, and also subscribe. Okay, bye.